Jimmy K here, Metal Voice. Look at this. The Metal Voice shirts are now on sale. Just go to the video description to find out on how you can purchase one. Metal! Welcome to the Metal Voice. Today on the show, legendary guitarist of Uriah, Heep. The one, the only, Mick.
Proud to be here, mate. Proud to be here.
What's going on, sir?
Well, we've just been touring, you know, with our new album, Living the Dream. That's been accepted very well by the fans of the media alike, and some are even calling it one of our best albums we've ever recorded.
I would agree.
So, and this sort of stage of our career, to hear things like that is just wonderful. We've just been touring, mate. We've been going all over the world. We play concerts in 61 countries. We've just come back from Japan. We just did a major show in Holland. And then we shortly just start a 2-month tour with Judas Priest through Canada and America. So it's all go, 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 go.
So here's some statistics. Over 45 million albums sold worldwide, performed over 4,000 shows in some 61 countries. It's insane. It's just crazy.
It is, you know, but you know what, mate? If you've got a passion for it, that we have, then it's easy peasy.
Yeah.
You know, we just get out there and do it because we love it.
And here's the big news. So I'm involved with the Hall of Heavy Metal History. I'm, on the committee. And
yes.
You will be, I guess Uriah Heep will be inducted into the Hall of Heavy Metal History May 16th in Connecticut on the Judas Priest tour. And to induct you will be famous author, rock journalist, Mr. Martin Popoff. Any thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, it's just amazing. You know, I think any accolade you get or any award you get is wonderful, and we'll accept it with open arms, my friend.
Well, of course.
No, it's a great honour.
It's a great honor.
We've been chosen, and you know, we don't take these things lightly, and it's the fans that put us there in the first place. So. We're absolutely delighted. And, of course, I've known Martin for quite a while now. He's done lots of work for us over the years. Yeah, and in fact, he even just did our latest biog. So it'll be really good to catch up with him as much as anything else as well.
Oh, yeah. CEO Pat Gesualdo will be there from the Hall of Heavy Metal History. Martin Popoff will be there. It's going to be insane. Make sure to get lots of videos so we can post that afterwards. I love it.
I'm sure there'll be lots, my friend.
All right. I mean, and your guys are... Let's talk about the album, Living the Dream, released in 2018. And I know you just briefly spoke about it at the beginning, but the critic reaction, the fan reaction, this is an album that could have been recorded in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the millennial. I mean, it's just a timeless album. What is all the fan and critic reaction to this?
Although they've been absolutely wonderful. I mean, they've just loved everything about it. In fact, when we do our own shows, we play about 7 songs from it in our set alongside the classics, you know. And, well, to us, you see, they're soon to be classics. So
yes.
We love playing the new songs. I think it revitalised us and the fans. But the reaction has been just absolutely tremendous. And a lot of people have been saying, you know, it's one of the best of our career. So that's all good, you know. And I think a lot of it is down to the fact that we do everything as a band. We record in the studio as a band. We set up in the one room, put the mics up and record it, you know. And I think that's how you used to do it in the old days. And that's why, you know, all the music from the 70s has stood the test of time.
Yeah.
Because it comes off with a great feeling and a band feeling, you know. And I think a lot of people nowadays, in search of perfection, lose all the magic that there's in the first place.
Yeah.
So I think that's basically it for us, you know. Recording in the studio in one room, you're all on one pulse, you know. We didn't use a click track, you know. We had a great producer, Jay Ruston, who brought the best out of everyone individually and as a band. So, it was good all the way down the line. We recorded it all in 19 days, so we didn't spend a lot of time on it either. So it was amazing.
Yeah, and just to tie it in with the tour with Judas Priest, I mean, this is another, what a bill, right? I mean, you guys are opening up, or you're co-headlining, or you're special guests, but to me, this is like 2 great bands.
Yeah,
yes.
We're special guests. And it's kind of funny because, you know, we did a load of American shows with Judas Priest back in the 80s, so it's kind of like revisiting that time again. I think they were looking for a band to be a special guest with them, and they wanted it to be an English band. So when our name was put forward, it seemed an obvious fit. To be honest, because it's when you think about it, on that stage there'll be nearly 100 years of metal and classic rock,
That's right.
and it can't get any better than that.
So, I mean, the first date is in Hollywood, Florida on May the 3rd, going to Nashville, Atlanta, Biloxi, Washington, Huntington, and of course Milwaukee, and just going down the list, going to Canada, popping into Canada, and then going back into the West Coast to Los Angeles, Las Vegas. It's going to be an amazing package. Very excited, and especially, in Connecticut on May 16th when they induct you. Tell me about your early days. And I mean, here's another thing that, that fascinates me is Rush and Uriah Heep, right?
Yes.
And it was, when Rush opened for you guys, this was when Neil Peart first joined the band. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, that was his first show with Rush, yes.
I mean, what was it like? I mean, did you have any inkling of an idea that this band would be just as great as Uriah Heep, years down the line?
Well, you know what? We gave them our audience, and they took it by the throat, and they won the day. They were always good musicians. I think in the early days, Paul Getty was getting the Robert Plant comparisons, because he's got a high voice and things like that. So they were kind of downers, but they waded through all of that and came out stronger. And it was very obvious they were going to be a force to be reckoned with, especially as a three-piece. My goodness, they really kicked backside, as we say in England.
And I mean, they're also borrowed, the sort of the mystical sounds of Uriah Heep later on, right? And with Farewell to Kings and Hemispheres. I mean, you could see that influence there.
Yes, I think we opened up a lot of people in that regard. Certainly lyrically, when we had our album Demons and Wizards, it kind of captured everyone's imagination because nobody had actually taken that route before.
Yeah.
So yes, I think we opened up a lot to a lot of people, and of course also our 5-part harmonies, were taken on by Queen and other bands, and I was speaking to Brian May at one of the festivals we were playing, and he's saying, we're really glad, you took that vocal route because that inspired us.
Yes,
yeah.
Demons and Wizards really even The Magician's Birthday. I mean, these are the breakout albums by you guys, and just sort of redefined prog rock at the time, right? It was Deep Purple.
Yes. Yeah. In fact, I got an award, a prog rock award from the Prog Rock magazine over here in England, and it was great because it was a wonderful evening, and I got presented with the award, and it really surprised me how much Demons and Wizards and Magician's Birthday had inspired that whole genre of music.
Yeah.
But it did, and of course everyone else took it on further, if you like.
Yeah.
And went on to the next stage with lyrically and musically.
And album covers.
It's great.
And album covers, right? I mean, it was a breakthrough in album covers, I believe. Just sort of that mystical sort of look.
Yeah, it was the Roger Dean thing. Yeah, I think it was the first time we actually had the audio and the artwork intrinsically linked, if you like.
Yeah.
And it happened in a big way. Thank goodness it did.
Yeah. What about Kiss? Okay, so Kiss opened up for Uriah Heep, back in the day. What was that like? What was that like? I mean, did they come on stage and you're kind of like worried? Oh God, these guys might blow us off the stage, because there's a high energy with Kiss, right?
No, we had so much confidence in the band that we would be on the stage with anyone, and we knew we'd win the day. But they did come out with not as over the top costumes, but they certainly had a look about them that was just unbelievable, like they've coming from another planet. And I think a funny story about that is that one time they because we were headlining, we had a few smoke bombs and confetti bombs and things, to let off during our show. But I think one time they said, would you mind if we use some explosives, during our show? And of course, being the band we are, we let everyone use the lights, the same PA, and we don't tone it down at all, because, we're that confident in what we do. And we said, yeah, sure. And then of course, they went on with their explosions, and it was hilarious. It was like Beirut. It was a war zone, and of course, when we come on with ours, it paled in significance, We had these explosions going off that you could hear in the next postcode, and ours were like a little foot in comparison,
Did you hang out?
But when it all comes down to it, it's the music that wins the end of the day, and so we had no problem with that.
How about Ace and Peter and Gene? Were you friends with them? Did you hang out with them?
Yeah, we had many a laugh with them. Yeah, over the time.
It was Ace and Peter.
We hung out with them quite a lot. Yeah.
Were they the people described in all the books, sort of like the troublemakers, I guess?
Sorry,
were they the troublemakers? Ace and Peter, they're basically I wouldn't call them the outcasts, but let's say the black
I would
sheep.
say we had a lot of fun with Peter. Yeah. He had a habit of putting these dyes into the swimming pools in the holiday domes, as they call them, and foam, so you couldn't even find your way out the room. So lots of pranks went on. Yeah, it was good fun.
Strange enough, because Rush, toured with Kiss at the same time, or that era, and you guys toured with all three, both of them. So all you guys became a circle of friends. Are you friends today with Rush and Kiss?
I mean, in as much as, if we meet them, we'll say hello, but we're not hanging out with each other because we live in different countries and touring all over the world, so we're in different parts of the world. So, but yeah, I mean, there's a great respect all round, and of course, when we see each other, we have a good old chat, yeah.
Yeah. What about Lee Kerslake? Okay, I've become friends with Lee over the years. He just got inducted also to the Hall of Heavy Metal History, which was incredible. Got his plaques. But I mean, a big part of his career, even though that was like less than a year in Aussie, but I mean, his contributions to Uriah Heep, Demons and Wizards, and, the rest of the albums, that he played such a critical role. I mean, what are your thoughts on his contributions as a drummer, as a vocalist, as a songwriter?
It was immense because we were headhunting Lee for a couple of years, and he had his own band called the National Headband that he was fronting, and we kept asking him, and then suddenly he thought, well, okay, let's give it a go. But it took us a long time to get him. But once we got him on that drum throne, he made the drum position his in seconds. He was just a powerhouse, and he was exactly what we were looking for to cement the band. And then when Gary Thane came in and those two cemented that rhythm section, we knew our engine room was complete.
Yeah. Have you spoken to Lee recently?
We're brothers from with different mothers, to be honest. We're always phoning each other. I'm always phoning him. We go out to dinner occasionally. I actually got him up on stage when we played London recently, just to sing Lady in Black, which is really cool. Yeah, so yeah, we're talking all the time. I mean, sometimes when he's having treatment, I'm sending him jokes through text, so to keep his morale up. And he says it's really funny. I'm in the room with other people having the same treatment, and I'm the only one laughing.
Yeah. He's a great guy. Lee is a great guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy, and we'll always be friends.
Are you planning any more special gigs with him, just to join you on stage for a bit?
I think we've got one show that we're headlining in the Czech Republic called the Masters of Rock. Around about the 12th of July, I think it is. And yes, we're trying to fly him out, and of course, we have to. He's not capable without going anywhere without a carer or a wheelchair or something. So we're setting all that in motion, and if he can make it, he's going to come up there and join us again. Yeah, he'll only be to sing because I don't think he can play the kit.
Yeah, for
fully.
Sure.
But just to have his presence there would be marvelous.
Yeah, and I mean, even Randy Rhoads, when Bob Daisley joined the Uriah Heep, he loved Demons and Wizards. I mean, care to comment on that?
Well, yeah, I think Demons and Wizards touched a lot of people, and I think Randy was no exception. Randy, knows good music when he hears it.
That's what it comes down to.
And this is all it comes down to, really. And I went, when Lee left the band and went down because he had an argument with our manager. I went down to see him play with us, at the rehearsals, and it was quite evident that Randy was something special right there. He was playing some jaw-dropping stuff even at rehearsals.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a very powerful move. And then I saw him playing with Ozzy in England, and it was great. Why he ever broke that up, I never know. As long as I can never understand that.
Yeah.
It was such a strong entity with that chemistry. And it's all about chemistry.
Yeah.
And they would have gone on to some even greater things, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Have you started writing a new album? Are you writing any songs? Are you always writing, or you just wait until all your touring?
I've got to be honest. I'm always writing. I never go a day without writing something, whether it be a lyric or a riff or a title or a biog or a blog or something. I'm continually writing in one aspect of life, because I think it's just important for me to do that. It's something that I do as a natural process.
Yeah. When do you foresee another album coming out? A lot of times bands, they write one album, they got another one in the can just ready to go because it just comes out of them, right?
Yeah, we haven't got one in the can, but the unfortunate thing with us, and it's fortunate at the same time, is that in normal circumstances, 2020, next year, we would go and record a new album. But that is our 50th anniversary, so, we've got lots of celebratory things to do there that are in the pipeline, so I'm not sure we're going to have time to go and record a new album. Okay. If the time fits and we can do it, then we will, but I think at the moment the whole year is being put to celebrate, the fact that we've made the 50 years.
Are you going to be doing maybe a live DVD to celebrate or a live album to celebrate?
I'm sure there's something in the pipeline will come up like that. Yeah, there's all sorts of ideas floating around Freud management at the moment, and they're just trying to find out which ones will stick and which one will actually come to fruition.
Okay, fair enough. And a big shout out to Bernie Shaw. I think he does an incredible job on Living the Dream. Your latest release.
I think this particular album, he shines more than any of the others he's done, for sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of strength in his vocals, and he had a great rapport with Jay Ruston, which is very good, and it's very important, when you're putting down vocals. And they had this. It was done so quickly; it was unbelievable, because we'd record the music during the day, have a little bit of dinner, then go in and do the vocals. And before we down tools about 10 o'clock every night, before we opened up took the corks out of the bottles and opened up the beer bottles and went in and started playing pool, we'd listen to what they've done, and usually he's got a lead vocal down, so it was amazing.
Yeah, it was. So there you have it, Living the Dream. Everybody, please go pick this up. This is an incredible album by Uriah Heep. My three favorite albums by you guys are, Magician, Demons and Wizards, and Living the Dream. I mean, who would have thought, right? This late in your career, you guys are coming out with your best work. It's incredible.
Well, that's what's amazing. I think that's what's great about this the tour with Judas Priest, is because they're saying the same thing about Judas Priest with their new album, Firepower.
Yes.
So they're saying it's one of the best of their career, and then along come Heep, and Living the Dream is one of the best of their career. So it's the two bands are at the top of their game, and so it's going to be a really, really special night every night.
All right. Thank you so much, Mick, for being on the show. Everybody go out, catch them on tour. That's Priest and Uriah Heep. This is an incredible bill. British hard rock and metal and prog.
And everything else.
And you know what? And also Connecticut, May 16th, you will be inducted on stage by Martin Popoff. The legendary Martin Popoff and my very good friend Martin Popoff, a fellow Canadian. And this is in Connecticut, May 16th.
We cannot wait. That would be absolutely wonderful, and we'll be very proud to accept the award. It's just great to have that sort of recognition in this stage in their career. So, yeah, it's going to be a wonderful moment.
Catch you on tour there, Mick. Thank you very much.